Look, I'm gonna talk about nobody else gonna talk about. Why the fuck is Jake Paul fighting this random guy that's a boxer? Why? One of the things I'm so curious about Jake Paul is that his need to appease the boxing community. He has to fight real boxers. It doesn't matter who you fight, Jake Paul, that is considered a boxer. They'll never give you credit for it because the boxing community is fucking full of retards. Like the boxing community does not have intelligent people who have rational and logical minds because boxing in itself is a fake sport. It's not real. It's a fake fictional WWE with just fucking pillow gloves on it. And why I get mad with Jake Paul, it's like, bro, fight niggas for the most amount of money, for the most amount of cash, or go to MMA. Don't even waste your time trying to fight boxers and climb the ranks and try to get into WBC or WBA or whatever the fuck stupid ass belts they have systems. Because the problem is, boxers themselves don't even fight real boxers. All these boxers, they fight these random Joes, they fight these tomato cans, they fight these motherfuckers who are not like actual legitimate guys. And then they complain and they bitch about not getting paid, they're not getting the biggest fights, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Jake Paul, keep fighting YouTubers, keep fighting MMA stars, keep fighting fights that the fans want to see. I'm not going to even watch Jake Paul's fight because I don't know who the fuck this guy is fighting. I have no idea. Now, I would watch specifically for Jake Paul because I like to see the Jake Paul experiment. It's fucking fascinating as a human being to just to watch and observe. But you fighting boxers, it makes no sense. Makes no sense. Do the cash grab. Fuck with all these other guys. They're prize fighters. At the end of the day, you have to understand, everybody who fights for money is a fucking cash grabber. They're looking to get the biggest paycheck in front of the most people with the worst opponent. That is the goal of a prize fighter. Everything else is irrelevant. Legacy, competition, all that shit makes no fucking difference. At the end of the day, 3 rules of prize fighting. Most amount of money in front of the most amount of eyes with the worst opponent you can find. That's the goal. That's the fucking goal. Because the point is, you want to get into the game, beat somebody up, get paid a shitload of money, and don't take any damage yourself. Why are you trying to fight these guys who are actual legitimate boxers? And here's the thing. Even if you beat this character that you beat, who I have no idea who he is, you could have got you could have won a fight night round 4, generated a fucking character and put that guy in. It'll be no difference to me. I would have no idea who you're talking about. Why fight this guy who's potentially dangerous, who can potentially knock you out, who has no name himself, who's getting a fat ass paycheck, has all the motivation in the world to beat you because you can pretty much revive his career? Why fight that guy when you can go out there and try to fight Conor McGregor, you can fight Canelo, you can fight any of these other motherfuckers who are going to fight you for way bigger paychecks? Stop trying to appease the boxing community. The boxing community, once again, stupid. They're not intelligent people. They're not. Because they don't even see like the con that's being ran on them, which is the top boxers don't fight anybody real until they get like 30 fights in. Then they might fight a champion who's over the fucking hill, who lost, who needs a fucking paycheck. Floyd did it. Fury did it. Tyson did it. Lennox Lewis did it. Andre Ward did it. They all do it. The only guy who never really just like cared about who he fought was Manny Pacquiao. And we like Manny Pacquiao because we like the storyline of Manny Pacquiao. That's why we're so interested in Manny Pacquiao. But this idea you're going to keep fighting these random individuals, these guys who don't have any name, they don't know anybody, blah, 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 so forth and so forth. What are you talking about, brother? Come on, man. What are we talking about? Just fight people that make you cash. And it's so interesting because I think a lot of it is that Jake Paul is kind of like a lost kid to some degree. And boxing did save his life because fighting does save a man's life. Like, contrary to popular belief, fighting is one of the most spiritual things you can do. And constructive things you can do. Because you're working out, you're training, you're strategizing, you're thinking, you're nervous, you got pressure, there's stress. It's all a bunch of things that are very good for men to develop themselves into the best version of themselves. But the problem is, boxing in itself is so corrupt and so stupid that you really get no benefit. There's no real good ROI out of it. And Jake Paul had a very good thing going where he was just fighting these big name guys that weren't necessarily like good. But we were watching because we liked the storyline. It was like, oh, here's the YouTuber. Now he's trying to be a real boxer. It's like, what the fuck? There's no real boxers. Real boxers don't exist. We learned that with Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, and we learned that with McGregor and Mayweather. That a complete amateur who has never fought in a boxing ring can compete with the best of all time in his weight class or the champion of his weight class. So when I saw that through my eyes, when I was able to see, oh, so none of these guys are actually real like good at what they do. It's just it's all a facade. When I realized that, I said, huh. Then what am I watching when I'm watching boxing? I'm basically watching WWE. That's essentially what real consequences with the hands. And MMA is very similar to that too. But MMA does a better job of putting the best guys against the best guys because Dana White is the overlord and he basically forces guys to fight the best guys. So you get a better competition. Now, there's still a little bit of showmanship and popularity and demand the masses that get the best fights made. But as far as like skill set, we don't know how good any other boxer is compared to any other boxer because they don't fight each other. And when they do fight each other, there's always like out their prime. They don't fight each other in their prime. This is not the fucking 1960s, 1970s, 1980s when the best fought the best and a loss didn't really matter. So we're essentially wasting our time watching boxing. And I wish somebody would explain this to fucking Jake Paul that, hey, look, dude, the boxing community not going to do a goddamn thing for you. Go talk to Chael's son and Jake. Talk to Chael. Let Chael put you on game. And then so you can realize that, hey, look, boxing's not real, brother. Fuck it. Just go fight, go get your cash, and go have fun. And enjoy fucking putting hands on people. But this idea that Jake Paul is going to somehow fight himself into being believed that he's a real boxer, bro, just give up, man. It's never going to happen.